Yeah, good morning all. And if you want to write any program, so here we don't have any editor, right? So what we need to do, just we need to go to Google and type COBOL online compiler. So here you can see www.jdoodle.com. Just click on this link. Okay. Here we have so many online editors, but I would suggest you to take this one. Okay. As soon as you click on that link, you're able to see the program structure. Okay. Some code lines are there. Okay. You can remove this variable declaration and this program logic, first of all. Okay. Just observe here. So here we have we have 4 divisions. Okay. But the mandatory division is identification division with program ID. Okay. The program ID here is demo2. Data division. In this data division, we are going to declare the variables. Okay. Next, procedure division. Inside the procedure division only, we are going to write all the logics. Then what is stop run? So if you want to exit our program, okay, if you want to stop our program, then we need to write stop run over here. Okay. Just I want to print something. So there is a keyword display always. Okay. Just we are going to write something. Okay, you can write your name also. Okay. So here you can see there is an execute button. Just click on this execute. See, we are able to see the output in a console. Okay. Next thing, how to declare the variables. So here, for declaring the variables, we have numbers. Numbers will start from 0 to 9. Okay. So for this one, there is a symbol called 9. By using 9, we can declare the variables. Okay. Here the data type is 9. Next, characters from A to Z. There is a data type only for characters A. If you want to store alphabets as well as numerics, so we will use the data type as X. Okay. An example, I'll give you some number. Okay. This is for numerics. This is for characters. This is for into 3@gmail.com. Okay. If you want to declare only numbers, you'll go with the 9. If you want only characters, you'll go with the. And if you need characters as well as numbers, we can use X. So instead of going to only characters, so what we will do, we will go with the X. Okay, mainly we are going to use 9 and X. Okay, there are some other symbols also, but those are not data types. So there is S for side. We want to store plus and minus values. And there is for V, you want to define some decimal values. Okay. decimal. For example, there is an amount field 94.55. Okay. So how we are going to define? Okay, that case we are going to use V is the symbol, plus and minus. We'll go with the sign. But these are the main data types: numerics, characters, as well as alphanumeric. Okay. Just observe here. I want to write a logic for addition. I want to write a logic for addition, display, addition. Next, I want to write a logic for subtraction, multiplication, division over here. Okay, what we are doing here? So everything we are going to write it in a inside the procedure division in between stop run. Okay. Suppose you can assume we have written the logic for all these operations. Okay. Later we will implement the logic, but just you can assume. Okay. This is for division and this is for multiplication, subtraction, addition. Okay. In some cases, in some extent, I want to execute only division. I want to perform only addition. Okay. In that case, this is difficult because in our COBOL programming language, so it will start executing from procedure division from line by line. Okay, line by line. You can assume if there are 100 lines in your program, if you want to reach 99th line, you need to read from one by one, 1, 2, 3, 4 until 99. Okay, so that is the reason here the paragraph concept came into the picture. Okay, we'll see what is paragraph. 100, add para. This is how we can declare the para. You can write any name after stop run. You can write 100 and para. Just give dot over here. So this is for exit, starting and exit. Dot with the dot and end with the dot. Okay, this is the mandatory. So instead of going to write this logic, I am going to keep it in a paragraph. Okay, fine. Next, 200 subtraction para. Okay, so here I am going to keep my second logic, the subtraction logic, into this paragraph. Okay, next, multiplication. I'm going to create another paragraph. A paragraph we are going to create with any name. You can write 2000, 3000. This is for your understanding. Okay. So whatever the understanding format you can give, so that is also fine. It's not mandatory to give the numbers, but why I'm giving the numbers is okay. This is for easy to understand. Okay, 100 paragraph, 200 paragraph, 300 paragraph, something will be like that. Okay, next thing, I'm going to keep this division logic into this para. See, it's like I'm not combining everything. So I'm like, what I'm doing is I'm dividing everything. It's like bits and pieces. Okay, I'm doing bits and pieces and keep it into a structured format. Okay. See, the previous one also will work, But what is the difference between the previous code? So if you want to write everything in a procedure division and paragraphs, okay, this is a major difference. I'm going to explain. See, now you can go and execute. What will happen? It won't execute any logic because we have kept it into a separate paragraphs. We are not calling any paragraphs here. Okay, just it will display welcome to mainframes because it will start from procedure division and end with the stop run. So how many lines are there? Only one line. Okay, it is going to print welcome to mainframes. Just observe here. Okay, some error unexpected enough. Okay. Okay, welcome to mainframes. So here now I want to perform only multiplication. Okay, I don't want to perform any addition and subtraction and division. So in that case, what you need to do, just there is a keyword perform. Perform is a keyword to call your paragraphs. 300 multiplication. Okay. Now you can see here, it will, whenever you are going to execute, it will start from procedure division. Then next display is there. Then what is there here? Perform 300 multiplication error. Okay. It will come directly into this 17th line. Okay. Because we are calling this paragraph. This won't execute 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Because here we are calling the particular paragraph so that it will come to a corresponding paragraph and it will execute the same, whatever it is there in inside. See, you can observe multiplication here. Okay, this is how we can reformat our code instead of going to write in everything into a bulk of data, as well as now we can easily understand where we have written addition logic and where it is subtraction logic, where it is in a multiplication and division. This one is very easy to understand. Okay, now I want to execute 100 para. So there is a keyword perform 100 add para. Finally, I'm going to display end of the program. Please just observe the code. So first, welcome to mainframes. Okay, it got printed. Then it came to multiplication. Okay, directly it came to the 19th and 20 line, and again it go back to the 8th line and perform 100 para. Again, it will come to 13th and 14th. Again, it will go back to the 9th line, and finally it will display the end of the program. This is how internally the program will work. Okay, this is how internally the program will work. The next thing is, first you need to write this pseudo code. Okay, so whatever the program which I have given to you, or some requirement will come to you, what you need to do, just you need to prepare a skeleton of the program or pseudo code of the program. So then later you need to implement the logic. Okay, what is addition over here? How we will do addition? So 5 plus 5 equal to 10. It's a normal mathematical way. So for this one, we need to implement the logic. Okay, so you need to take 3 variables. One is to store 2 inputs, and another one is to store resultant output. Okay, so I'm going to use WSA for one variable, and WSB for one variable. Okay, I'm going to take two variables over here and storing the output into WSC. WSC equal to A plus B. So here there is a keyword to calculate all the computer operations. Compute is a keyword. Next, display addition equal to, so in which variable it is there? In WSC, the result is going to store. Okay, fine. Now you can try to execute. You will get some errors because WSC is not defined, A is not defined. Okay, so in this case, what you need to do, you need to declare the variables. Where you are going to declare the variables? In data division under working storage section, we are going to declare the variables. So first you need to declare what are the variables it is required to your program. So if you want to declare numbers, then go with the 9 of 5. So 9 is the data type over here, numeric data type, and 5 is the size. It will store 5 bytes of memory. Okay. This number we can store it. Suppose I want to store some other number, it will get truncated. We'll talk about later. Okay, what is the truncation number? So just a copy paste. A, B, C, D. Okay. Just try to execute now. See, if you observe, addition equal to 0, 0, because we are not assigning any value to the A variable. So there are two ways to assign the variables. Okay. One is move. I'll declare the two ways. Okay. Move 5 to WSCA. Okay. Now the A contains 5. So here itself, we can declare the variable. So you can declare the value inside this. I can give as 6. So you can declare directly the variable as well as value are the same. The same thing, we can move it here. So both are same only. Okay. There are two methods to assign value to a variable. So one is move 5 to WSA. So now A contains 5. So while declaring the variable itself, you can assign some value. So there is another thing, value 6. Now A contains 5, B contains 6. When I execute our program, you will get 11. See, addition equal to 11. Okay, fine. Now I want to write a logic for multiplication. Just copy paste this. Go to multiplication. Okay. Just change WSC we have already used. Then we can use WSD. I think storage won't work. Okay, we need to use multiple by keyword. Okay. This we will talk later. So we'll write the logic for addition. Sorry, subtraction. WSD. WSA minus B, A minus B, display, subtraction, so it contains, WSD contains a value. Okay, let's try to execute. See here, addition only performed. Why subtraction is not performed? Because we are not calling that paragraph. We need to call. So whenever it is required, we need to call it. Perform 200 subtraction para. So in this case, it will come to subtraction paragraph. Move 7 to WS B. Move 3 to WS A. Now A contains 3, B contains 7. Okay, let's try to execute. So first 100 para will get execute, then 200 para will get execute. So if we see the logs, you can understand. Okay. Go to mainframes. First addition is performed, then subtraction is performed. So rest of the two paragraphs, it is not executed because we are not calling those paragraphs. We are not using. Okay. So mainly the paragraphs concept, we are going to use it for reusability of the code. See, I want to perform this paragraph for 100 times. Okay. So I can perform with the 100 times. If you want to execute the same logic, see, no need to write and all. Okay. Just you can perform 100 para, 100 para, 100 para, so that it will execute for the 5 times or 10 times, whatever it is. See, addition 11, 11, 11, 11. This is the use of paragraphs. Paragraphs, it can start with a verb, okay, English verb and number, whatever it is. So this is how we can declare the paragraphs. This is how we can declare the paragraphs. Okay, I want to store alphanumeric pick x of 20. And here itself, I can assign some value mainframes. Okay, just observe here. I'm going to print display ws name. So what is there in ws name? Mainframes is there. I want to move this variable to another variable. Ws name to ws class display ws class over here. Okay, we didn't declare a class variable. I'm going to define class variable here ws class. I'm not assigning any value. So if you see here I'm passing the value to this variable. Move ws name to ws class. Okay, ws name contains mainframe and it will move the same character into ws class. Okay, let's try to execute this one. See, here you are able to see both the variables, it contains mainframe. Okay, so here I want to take only the first 3 characters. I need only first 3 characters. I don't want rest of the characters. So in that case, what you need to do, while moving, you have to specify the length 1:3. This means it will start from 1 and it will get end with the 3rd byte. Okay, it will start from 1 and it will end with the 3rd byte. Let's try to execute now. See, here you can see only MAI, because we are passing only 1 to 3 bytes. So this is called reference modification. This is called reference modification. So I want to move the characters from last, suppose from 5th byte to 3rd bytes. So it will start from 5. Okay, see, it will start from 5 and 3 characters we are taking and we are storing into WS class. Okay, this is how we can declare the variables. Okay, this is how we can declare the variables, and there are 2 ways to assign the values. One is value class and another keyword is moving. By using move also we can assign a value and we can assign the value directly. Okay, another thing, and here we can write paragraphs, and inside the paragraphs we are going to write the logics, and whenever it is required we are going to call these paragraphs. This is another thing. Okay, there are 2 paragraphs is remaining, just you guys need to practice on this. Okay, so just you can implement the same logic, just copy paste only, you guys can try. Okay, the rest of the 2 you guys can try, and we'll see it in a later if you are not able to solve this. And this is about basics, guys. These are the basic concepts. Okay, here we have some keywords like display, whatever we have seen so far, perform, move. Okay, so instead of going to do what to say, plus and minus, here we have added plus, minus, into something, right? There are some keywords instead of minus and plus, and based on these keywords also we can perform the arithmetic operations. Okay, multiplication, division, something like that. But instead of going to use this add, directly we are using plus to perform all the operations. Display, perform, move. So far we have seen compute, stop, run. Okay, so like this there are mainly we are going to use around 20 to 30 keywords, at 20 to 25 or 30. Okay, you can make it as 30. So if you know 30 keywords, okay, so now we have already seen 5. Okay, if you know 30 keywords, then you can easily understand what is happening in a COBOL program. So by seeing the program itself, see, it's like a basic English language only. So that's what I'm saying in a from starting day itself. Okay, by seeing the names itself, we can understand. Okay, just see procedure division. What is there here? Display. Okay, display means okay, we are displaying something. Okay. Next, move. We are assigning some value to the variable. Okay, again, display is there. Again, what is move? We are moving some reference modification. I told you, right? It will start from 5 and it will end with the 3rd bytes. Okay. It will take 3. 5, 3 means okay, it will start from 5 and it will end with 8. In between, it will take 3 characters and put it into WS class. Again, what we are doing? Display WS class. Next, what is there here? Perform 100 para. Okay. We are processing 100 paragraph. Okay, it will come to 100 paragraph. So what is there in 100 para? Display addition. Okay, we are printing something. Next, compute. If you want to calculate any logics, okay, arithmetic operations or something, there is a keyword compute. Okay, C equal to A plus B. Addition. Okay, display addition. So whatever you are going to write it in a double quotes, the same thing it will print in a console. Okay, so that's why we are going to keep it in a double quotes. So here you can write anything. Okay, you want to keep some link values or whatever it is. Okay, any characters. The same thing it is going to print over here. See here. This is for our understanding purpose. Whatever we are going to write it in a double quotes, this is for user understandable format. Okay, For user understandability purpose only, we are going to write everything in a double quotes. So we have to know, right? Okay, what is performing here? What we are doing? Okay, addition of two numbers equal to. After this equal to and double quotes end, we are not writing in a double quotes because we need to print this value. So this is static. This value we have hard coded. Okay, this is static. Whatever the static values we need to use, we need to print. You can keep it in a double quote. If it is in any dynamic value, okay, dynamic means okay, in runtime automatically it will change. Okay, now this case WSC is 11. In some other case, suppose the user is going to pass 100 plus 100. So this is going to change always. But whatever we have written in a double quotes, this is not going to change. Okay. This is the difference between whatever we are writing in a double quotes and after double quotes. Okay. Let's try to understand this now. Compute display. Okay, fine. Now it is ended this paragraph, and again it will go back to the 19th line. 20th line, nothing is there. Then what is there in the 21st line? Perform 200 subtraction para. It will come directly into this paragraph. It will display this keyword and whatever the words it is there, and move 7 to B, 3 to A. We are computing something. Finally, we are going to display the resultant value. Subtraction equal to WSD. Again, it will go back to this paragraph. Then finally, what is the display? End of the program. Okay.